We can't be waiting around for you, lady, just because you're falling down and moving all slow.
Stop.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully we don't have any technical issues tonight like we have the last 2 weeks. I kind of preemptively set up a different microphone. So it's not going to sound as good as the SM7Bs, but it will sound better than what we've had in the past. Hopefully all of you are able to hear me. I've not received any kind of confirmation or anything yet, but
Well, if they can't hear
audio
you,
and
they
video
can't
is good.
hear me.
Zen Ginger said audio and video is good, so thank you so much for that.
And I just want to point out, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine. My ankle is sore because I've broke it before and I have a plate and screws in it. But I'm okay. I wanted to put that clip in the video because I just thought it was funny. We realized that we had it on our camera and we went back and looked at it the next day, and I was like laughing so hard at myself for being so clumsy. I told John, I said, stick it in the video. It's hilarious. I wanted everyone to laugh, but it seemed like you guys felt bad for me. I just wanted you to laugh with me, at me.
I got to be honest. This is what I told her after I watched that clip. I said, I laugh when I see people that I don't know fall down. We all do that, don't we? It's funny. As long as nobody gets hurt. I mean, if somebody gets hurt, then I don't like to see that. But when it's somebody that I care about, that was hard to watch the first 50 or 60 times.
Even Kenzie didn't want to watch it. She was like, I don't want to see you fall. I'm like, it's funny. Just watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was it was something. But yeah, she's pretty much 100% now. Knee's still a little scarred up. That's what you couldn't see in the video, was that her knee got
It was pretty
beat up there. There was blood coming down it. Now, and if you're wondering what happened, like how I just drove past her when this whole thing happened, I've talked about this in videos. I've talked about this before. We have 6 full-grown sycamore trees in our property. And every time the wind blows, sticks fall off of them. And we have it's almost 5 acres that we have here. So to grab sticks and walk them all the way to the very back corner of the property, which is where the burn pile is, it's a long way. So I put them in the bed of my truck and then I drive them over there. So I had been picking up sticks and then I was driving them on through back to the burn pile, having no clue that she
And
had
I'm
fallen.
yelling, John!
It's hot outside. I had the AC on and the windows up.
Thank goodness I had my phone in my pocket. It was in my pants pocket, and it didn't break, shockingly, because I fell on that too. And I was like laying there, so scared to get up because, like I said, I've got hardware in that leg. So I call him, and I'm like, "Can you help me? I fell down." But he just drove by, and I'm like, John!
Yeah. So if you notice, if you watch the video again, when there's the part of me picking her up, you see the truck parked kind of at an angle, the door's still open. That's because I was busting balls to get back there and make sure I got to
really,
her
really
fast. So left the truck running, door open, just flew over there.
It was so fun, though.
So yeah, but it all worked out. It was, I think, more scary than anything else because of your surgical repairs to your ankle. So, yeah, but we're all good now.
Yeah, all good.
We have a whole lot of stuff. Well, I mean, we got some stuff to talk about before we get into your questions. Get your questions in now. Listen, folks, don't yell at us if it seems like the majority of the questions that we're getting, or we're only paying attention to super chats. That's not our intention at all. But as we're sitting here running our mouth, if they pile up, that's what we have to go to. That's not me saying you have to super chat. I'm just saying, don't be upset if that happens. Our intention is not to only do super chats tonight, but sometimes that does happen, and people get kind of upset about that. And you know, in a way, I don't blame you, but at the same time, what am I going to not answer those questions? So as long as they don't start with how many, we're good to go. Now, I have a very big announcement that I can only announce half of.
Which one?
It'll make sense
We
in
have
a
a
minute.
lot of announcements, but some we can't even talk about yet.
First of all, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can only really talk about half of it. We will not be streaming next week. I thought about titling this stream like we're taking a break, but that would have been way too clickbaity, and didn't I just do that like 6 months ago? I didn't want to do that, but the thing is, due to circumstances, we are going to be taking a break, but it's for a very good reason. First of all, next week, we're going to be landing in Dallas at like 5 o'clock or 4:50. It's like a 30-minute ride to the airport, and then I'm supposed to, she ain't going to go. We are supposed to both go to a vendor's VIP event
Oh, that night?
at the hotel.
I might be busy.
She probably will be. She'll be putting all of her things away in the hotel room.
No.
She's a weirdo. She does that stuff.
I don't like wrinkles in my clothes, but that's not what
see?
I'm talking about. I've got to do the cards and tags on all the Northfin stuff.
Oh, we'll take care of that on Friday. We'll get
I
help
like
for
to
that.
be
No
prepared
problem.
though.
So, if you're wondering why we're going to be in Dallas, we're going to be at Aquashella Dallas next weekend. We will arrive Thursday, and then we leave Monday morning. Friday, while we're there, we're going to be scaping a tank. The two of us. It'll really be her vision. The only thing I'm basically going to do is help carry big rocks, if there is big rocks. We don't even know what we're going to be scaping this tank with yet. But there's going to be, I think, 8 tanks in the media lounge, formerly known as the YouTube booth. And we're going to scape one of them. Those tanks, all of them, not just ours, but all of them, will be auctioned off. I don't know how they're going to do it, if it's a silent auction, if it's a raffle, if it's a live auction. I don't know how they're going to do it. But they're going to be auctioned off at the end of the show, and the proceeds of that auction will go to Brian Barczyk, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to be trying to sell ours for as much as we can possibly get for that cause.
$1 million.
That's right. So because of our travels next week, yeah, I mean, we probably could stream Thursday night, but we're going to be getting there at 10 minutes to 5, and then we have a 30-minute Uber ride to the hotel, get checked in, do all of that kind of stuff. The vendor meeting starts at 5. It's like a mini Aquashella for vendors, which we have been invited to.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last time we went.
That's how we found Lumilights.
Oh.
Was at that event. So Thursday night, I mean, basically from the time we get there until we leave Monday morning, it's going to be jam-packed. So
Oh, somebody asked. Victor Claudio asked that question. How's Bob?
oh, well, we weren't planning on talking about Bob tonight. But now I think we have to clarify, because we have a good friend named Bob that we want to make sure people
Bob who? Just kidding.
we want to make sure people don't think our 61-year-old friend that lives just north of Seattle, we don't want you to think we're talking about him. No, we had a stray rooster for a while. Lisa showed him on Instagram, and he became a member of the family. And, well, we don't think he is with us anymore.
Because of a mean dog.
The neighbors, who are the actual owners of the rooster, they were unable to catch him to put them in their coop. And so he was just roaming around, and they were worried about it, but we were like, hey, we love him.
Yeah,
That's
we
no
love
problem.
him. He can stay here forever and ever. I'd catch him if I could.
Their dog is a Labrador. Labradors are instinctively meant to do one thing, which is retrieve things. And it is the belief of the wife not the wife here, but the wife of the neighbor, that he got Bob. We don't know this for certain. We have not seen a body, nor
Well,
have we asked them if.
the what do you call the electric fence thing that they have the collar for? It wasn't turned on or something,
Right.
and the dog took off. It's still kind of a puppy. It's a young dog, like 6 months old, and it ran after Bob in the woods. So.
Well, we don't know this for certain. I actually found out about this because I was walking to the fish house and I heard a very loud scream, and I did not know what it was. I was coming out here to film videos, actually, so I had my camera in my hand, and I heard a scream from across the street, so I'd love to say I ran over there, but I didn't really know
John
what I heard.
doesn't run,
So
just like I don't walk down steps very well.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least I don't fall downstairs, but, well, not in the last few years. But anyway, I went over there, and because I didn't know if my neighbor had screamed, help me, or something. Turns out she was yelling for the dog. The dog got loose, and she was afraid that he might have gotten their rooster. And I said, oh, you mean Bob? And she said, yeah, we might have gotten Bob. But we haven't seen Bob. We haven't seen a body. We haven't seen a body spinning on a rotisserie or anything. We don't know. We don't know where Bob is, but yeah, that's the story with Bob. So anyway, listen, can I get back on track here, please?
The cats didn't even bother him, so that
No.
tells you something about dogs.
So in 2 weeks, well, it's in 2 weeks. We are going to be starting something on this channel that I'm not going to tell you what it is. Only like 3 people on this planet know what it is that we're about to do.
Really, who's the third?
Jason,
Oh, you told him?
I did.
Oh, okay.
And he said I'm crazy. It's true. We're going to be doing something that is crazy. It's nuts. It's bananas. We're probably going to regret it, but in a weird way, I'm looking forward to it. And because we're going to be doing this thing, it's a big thing, and you'll know what this big thing is next Sunday. In next Sunday's video, I'll be announcing what that big thing is. We're not going to be able to stream for the next, well, basically month. I mean, next week we're at Aquashella, so that's not going to work. And then the following 3 weeks, we will be knee deep in this new thing that we're doing, and that's going to keep us from streaming. So you're going to get a bit of a break from us. And, you know, listen, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real with people right now. From a business standpoint, it's not a bad thing, because as a YouTuber, I'm looking at it and the numbers they're terrible on live streams. Unless I'm sitting here talking about father fish, nobody wants to tune in. So, you know, it's one of those things that's probably good to take a break, and, you know, maybe excitement will be revitalized when we come back. It looks like June 15th would be the first stream back for us. Again,
As long as nobody unsubscribes.
after what I just said, they might unsubscribe now. I hope you don't, but that's just me being brutally honest with you. But it's going to be worth it, okay? What you're going to get in place of the stream is going to be so much more valuable to you, more valuable to us. Everybody wins in this scenario, I promise you.
And we'll be back. It's not the last live stream forever. It's just for a few weeks.
Yeah, not staking the claim that this is the end, like I've done before. And then that lasted about a month. But this will last a month, but it is a guaranteed month. We will be back. June 15th will be the first stream that will be back. Now,
And then there's Discord to like still chat and stuff.
100%.
I haven't been on there in like a week, but that's just because I've had so much going on. I haven't had time to really do the social media thing as much, but it looks like people are having a good time in Discord. I know you're on it more than I am, which is shocking because I'm the Instagram person and Facebook if I'm, you know, doing stuff in Tank Talk, but you're the Discord person more than me. I'm surprised.
I like it.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. That makes me so happy. Makes it all worth it. No, Discord's fun. I mean, and this is our people that are in there. It's not something that just anybody can join. It's exclusively for channel members of KG Tropicals. So we don't have any riffraff going on in there. And, you know, that doesn't mean everybody agrees with every single thing that's ever said in there, but it's still,
It's
you
a
know,
nice group. I
it's
like
good
the
people.
group of people in there a lot.
It's fun. And yeah, I enjoy it. I'm on there multiple times per day, and I enjoy it very much. Now, I need to talk about one more thing, and this is not a flexing thing or bragging thing or anything like that. It's to let you know of something to look for in the very near future on this channel, and I am so unbelievably thrilled and shocked that this even happened. It may surprise you, or maybe it doesn't. I don't watch a lot of fish keeping videos on YouTube.
Me either.
We live and breathe this all day long, every single day. So when I sit down and I want to enjoy some content, I've been doing fish all day. I want to get away from that. I watch a lot of different stuff on YouTube, and one of the things that I love very much is DIY stuff, like home improvement type stuff. And I've seen this thing on so many home improvement YouTube channels, and I've just been so jealous because I'm like, oh, if only I did those kind of videos, we could get something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
We have been wanting to install an air conditioning and heating system out here in the fish house. It's very expensive to do. And, you know, we don't have money to just throw around and do whatever we want to do. We got to, you know, pay for her bandages and stuff on her knees when she falls down.
I was just gonna cut up a maxi pad because we didn't have any extra bandages around for my knee because it was so big. I couldn't just stick a Band-Aid on it. It was bleeding so bad.
She had it in her hand.
I literally had a maxi pad in my hand. I was gonna cut it up and then use tape. And John said, I'll go to the store for you.
That's how good a husband I am.
But I did that when I was younger because, you know, when you're younger, you do stupid stuff. And I snuck out and I fell down and I hurt my knees really, really bad.
This is something she's done her whole life.
We were playing hide and seek in the dark and I skid down a road and skinned my knees up. And my friend's mom taught me that about maxi pads because she didn't have bandages either. And she was trying to make sure, you know, I didn't get in trouble for sneaking out. She was one of those moms. And she wrapped me up with a maxi pad. So that's what I was going to do this time.
There will be no maxi pad bandages in this house. So, so anyway, I see this all the time. These people installing these mini split systems into buildings like this. And a lot of people put them in their homes. They put them in additions and garages and all kinds of things. And I've just thought that's what we have to do. We need to get one of those systems for this building. That's going to be great. As soon as we have the money, that's what we're going to do. Well, then I got an email from Mr. Cool. If you've ever seen any mini split videos on YouTube, you know the name Mr. Cool. It's like the big brand of mini split systems. They reached out and said, we'd love to feature our product on your YouTube channel. And I'm like, what? And those emails come all the time from a million companies, and I'm not bragging about it. Any YouTuber with over 10,000 subscribers gets these emails daily, I promise. And I usually ignore it, but when it's from Mr. Cool, it's like, oh, hey, wait a minute. And I still thought, when I responded to them, I'm like, okay, it's a copy and paste thing. They've never seen our channel. They don't know anything about us. And they probably didn't. They just saw numbers, and they said, let's reach out to them. In my response, I explained to them, I've got the perfect situation. I've got a building that was built in the 1890s. We feature this building in every single video that we do. It is in need of a system. This would be perfect. And they jumped right on it. And the system is sitting right there.
It
It got here yesterday, and I'm completely it's still hard for me to believe that it's even happening. And let me just tell you, if you've ever seen a mini split system, it's not like this one. I promise. And I'm not bragging. I just told them, you know, these are the 2 rooms. These are the sizes of the rooms. And they said, okay, we're going to send this, 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 and this. If you've seen a mini split system, what this one is, it's a double decker. It's like 5 feet tall, the outdoor unit. It's as tall as she is.
It's as tall as me.
And it's huge. I really struggled getting it in here because we put it in here because we're going to Aquashella next week, and I'm not going to have time to get it installed before then. So, yeah, I am so excited about it. I cannot wait to have it in here.
I'm excited because you're going to have your side adjusted the way you want it, and I'll have my side adjusted the way I want it.
That is very true.
And we have a door in between, so that helps to regulate, too.
Yeah, and, you know, she likes to keep that warmer over there. I like to... I mean, it's fine for it to be warmer over here, but when I'm in here, I like to keep it reasonable, particularly when it gets to be July and it's 100 degrees outside. It'll be nice to have that in there.
But my plants love the humidity. And
well, that'll still be here. So that is going to be featured on this channel. I'm going to be installing the Mr. Cool system here in the fish house. It's a dual zone system, so there'll be a side... or there'll be a unit on the beta side, and we can't call it my side. Half the tanks in here are yours.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe not half, but
I'm thinking half. That's mine.
We can call it half.
I have those 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, let's just say it's half.
6, 7, 8.
If we
9, 10. 10 are mine.
If we go by gallons,
1,
it's my room.
2, 3, 4.
750, 1,050. It's 11,
I have
10.
10 and you have 6.
I have 1,110.
Well, I have over 300 in there.
1,110 gallons. Now that system is 150 gallons.
Oh,
Half a gallon for each tank.
I'm gonna have more gallons in here too soon.
It's
so.
true. Anyway,
we're sitting
but
here arguing who has more gallons of water.
It's going to be so cool to be able to show that. You know, it's not a fish video, but it's, I mean, how many people, show of hands, I'm looking too, show of hands, how many people have fish rooms here? I bet you a lot of you do. And so you may have been interested
People have
in a
fish
mini split system.
Garages,
sheds.
sheds, yeah, and yeah.
So it'll be valuable for everyone. And, you know, maybe it'll even gain us some exposure from channels that are not, or from people that are not aware that we even exist. They watch it for the Mr. Cool and they're like, wait a minute.
And then
We like fish.
They start a fish tank.
You never
and
know.
how cool is that? Get it? Get the pun? How cool is that?
Oh, look at that. That's absolutely genius. So yeah, that's coming. I can't even believe that that's true. I mean, I wish like Chevy Corvette was looking for somebody to show their videos, show their cars on.
No, maybe a Camaro.
Mustang. How about that?
A Mustang.
Ford. If you're ever looking for somebody to do a video on a Mustang, and then the payment is that they get to keep the Mustang, it just has to be a V8. That's the only stipulation. It has to be. We can't have a V6.
And a black, and the wheels have to be black.
Leather interior.
All black, and it needs to be a 2024 because I like the 2 screens. Yeah, sorry. I've been researching a little bit.
Heated and cooled seats, please, Ford. Yeah.
And we can put a nano tank in it.
Perhaps tinted windows, sunroof would
Somewhere
be nice.
to put a nano tank. Yeah. Passenger side, fish tank. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, I felt the same way about a Mr. Cool type situation. Why in the world would they want to show their stuff on our channel? But they did, and it's a fact now because it's sitting right there. So excited to show that to you. Again, that's probably going to be a couple of weeks. It'll be up on the channel. We got a lot going on over the next 2 weeks. So you'll be able to see it there. And like I said, next Sunday, be looking for the announcement video of what the big thing is that we're doing. We've never done this before. We are not the first to do it. So I'm not going to tell you that we're getting ready to start something that has never been done before. It's just never been done by us, and I'm super excited about it. And the Mr. Cool system will be a part of that.
Sharpie Aquatics asks, how many tanks constitute a fish room? One.
I believe I was very specific, even in the title of this stream. Questions are not allowed to start with how many.
And I'm the dummy that fell for it and read it. It's okay, Sharpie. I thought it was a good question.
It is a good question.
It takes one fish tank to have a fish room, because if it's in your living room, that is no longer your living room. That is your fish room.
See, I disagree.
You're going to watch more fish activity than you are that TV.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. However, my personal belief is, and I don't think there is any official definition of what a fish room is, but if the main focus of the room is fish tanks, so you might have a couch in there, you might have a recliner in there. Rachel had her recliner in the middle of the room and she would spin around. But the main thing that is in that room.
The other day. Did I tell you that?
You did not.
Oh, yes.
Please, just interrupt whenever you'd like.
Oh, sorry. It just crossed my mind. You brought up Rachel, and I talked to Rachel, so yes.
If the main focus, like this room that we're in right now, is wall-to-wall aquariums, as soon as her tank gets in, we will have the opportunity to perhaps, we haven't decided for sure, put aquariums down the center of the room. This table will always stay, but we may add some aquariums in the center of the room.
Like breeder tanks, fry tanks, grow out tanks for babies.
You never know.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that until her tank gets in, because her tank is 4 feet wide, 4 feet deep. It's going to be a bear to get it through here. I want this to be cleared out when we bring her tank in. But after that's in, we may. But anyway, what I'm getting at is there's no one on earth that would walk into this building and say, boy, this sure is a nice living room. Or this sure is a nice rec room. Everybody would walk in, even if they've never seen an aquarium before, they'd be like, this is like an aquarium room. That's a fish room. So if you have 2 55-gallon tanks and a little fold-up chair in the middle of the room, that's a fish room. So there's your answer. You can have one 125-gallon tank sitting in the room, and that's all that's in that room. Like, not all, but you know what I'm saying. Like, that's the main thing in the room.
We did that.
People go in that room just to see that 125. That's a fish room, even though it only has one tank in it.
We did that. The TV was there, and the 125 was there, and we had the arowanas.
Mm-hmm.
Did we have arowanas in that?
And the stingrays. We had Pip and Sully in there.
Oh, when they were smaller, though. They weren't big yet. But, yeah, I watched more of that than I did
too.
the TV.
We had the 2
Walking
stingrays in
Dead
there,
was
too.
always on, too. And I just remember always watching the tank over that.
So there's your answer. If the main purpose of the room is the aquariums or aquarium, it's a fish room.
Yeah.
The only other thing that we have, I am going to at some point, and if you want to think of one, you can do. We have plenty.
What?
At some point tonight, during the stream,
What?
over the course of the next hour, I am going to randomly break in with a movie quote. And whoever gets that movie quote correct
What?
is going to be able to take their pick
Free food from Northfin?
of anything that we have in this
Ooh,
box.
I highly recommend the fry starter if you have fry, like babies. It's great stuff. And it's 100% krill, just saying.
500-gram bag of Krill Pro, another 500-gram bag of Krill Pro, 250-gram bag of cichlids, whatever you want. If it's in this box, we're going to send it to you for free if you live in the United States. So if you're in here right now, don't leave, because you might get free food. Who was it that every time?
You know what?
You know what? Well, hold on.
Except Leo, right?
I was just about to say the same thing. Leo Contreras, we love you, but you are banned from this competition. The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is because that guy wins every time.
He's too good.
I have his address memorized, because I'm like, well, I know where to send that one. As long as your name is not Leo Contreras, and hey, dude, I know your address. Don't you sign in on another account. He is banned from the contest. Anybody else will be eligible as long as you are not,
Leo just
as
said,
long
"Can
as
I
you're in
win
the United
again?"
States. Yeah, you got your answer, Leo. It's like a 15-second delay. You know now.
And the last time, Laurel Lee, she won, and she was from the Fish Club, from Raleigh Fish Club, and I didn't catch that until afterwards. And I was like, dang it, I love her. Her mom and her came to the Fish Club meeting, and they were just so sweet. I sat with them.
Somebody commented about your Lisa rocking the North Fin shirt too.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I love this shirt because the colors remind me of our Kiji Tropical shirt. So it was like, that's easy.
They were running low on their merch, their branded merch, and they were like, we'll send you some, whatever we've got. We are going to have some hats to give away at some point.
I like those hats. I want to keep them for me.
Well, but we got 4 of them, so you can keep maybe 2, and then we'll give the other 2 away.
I have to share.
My head,
I'm just kidding.
and this is not a reflection of my ego whatsoever. The hats are too small for my head. I got a big fat head, and it just didn't work on mine. So, I mean, I could wear it, but I would look like I shouldn't be wearing it. So
You could wear it backwards like Fred Durst.
suppose I could.
Stephanie McCormick said, I cannot wait to see you guys in Dallas next week. Stephanie, I can't wait to meet you too. Just make sure you say, I'm Stephanie McCormick when you come up, because I can't see these, I can't see really well.
Yeah, it's hard. You're going to know us, but we're not going to know you.
Yeah.
But we look forward to meeting you.
Yeah,
Just make sure you tell us
definitely.
who you are. Aquashella is next week, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. I almost got confused there. So if you're in the Dallas area or anywhere in the state of Texas, get over there. It's at Dallas Market Hall in Dallas. That's all I know. I don't know the address, but it's a really cool place.
Not the same place we went to last time?
Yeah, for the last 3 years.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Every time we've gone to Dallas, it's been in the same place.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been different hotels, but yeah, I'm super excited about it. I love Aquashellas. It's basically it's the only time I get to be around people that are not our UPS lady and the postal service people and our UPS driver. I know for a fact he probably dreads delivering here because I'm one of those old men that doesn't want to let him leave. I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? We don't see anybody here. So when the UPS guy drops off our stuff, I'm like, hey, and spark up a conversation. Next thing you know, he's been here for 15 minutes.
Is his name Chris?
His name is definitely Chris.
His name is Chris. And we made friends with a couple, which happens to be the UPS, what exactly is she?
The customer service
Yeah.
person at the
UPS
UPS
facility.
Convenience Center.
Yeah, I was going to say facility. Her and her husband and his sister, we all went out, and it was the first time we went out with friends here, and it was a lot of fun. That was a couple of weeks ago. We were out for 3 hours, way past my bedtime.
Way past curfew. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say bedtime, but yeah, curfew, because I still had to feed the fish. I had to feed the cats. I was running around trying to finish stuff, but we had a really good time. It was cool talking to someone beside you in person.
And I don't take offense to that.
And poor Zen, she's probably so sick of me because I message Zen all the time. I'm like, hey.
I wasn't being rude. I'm looking for comments while you're
Jimmy
talking.
Jimmy had asked if he could film car videos with you.
Jimmy, my Jimmy?
Your Jimmy.
That Jimmy?
Is Jimmy your Jimmy?
He's my Jimmy. You're not allowed to have
Jimmy
him.
is your Jimmy.
He's mine.
Oh.
I didn't see him in here.
Right, Jimmy's in here.
Listen, Jimmy, you can film whatever you want with me. I
Oh.
love making videos with that guy. And what he does is he makes everybody that's in his videos look good. Sean Hale's a really ugly guy. He's
he's
gross. He looks
What?
the White Goodman in the post-credit scene. That's who he looks like. I'm joking. Sean is a very good-looking man, but I'm just saying, Jimmy makes ugly people like me look good. So, Jimmy, whatever you want to do, we're good.
You're just too hard on yourself, Mike.
What's she talking about? I'll tell you what she's talking about. Somebody commented, and it's funny, and we've been joking about it for the rest
I
of the week.
thought it was adorable, actually, because I was like,
Somebody
okay.
commented on the video where she fell. Thank God Mike was there to pick you up.
No, she said, when I saw something, you know what? I screenshotted it because I thought it was so funny. Like, not in a weird way. I thought it was adorable. I hit like when Mike came back. Hope you're okay. And I'm not making fun of that person. I thought it was hilarious.
I've been confused for Jason before.
Yeah, Jason.
We're both white guys with mostly gray beards.
Even Mark would have made sense, because MD, Mark Davis.
Okay, Mark
bald.
will be very offended by you saying that because he's probably
Bald.
at least 15 years younger than me, and his beard is perfectly brown.
This is true. Y'all look nothing alike.
Who are you talking about? Mark Davis, that's who we're talking about. He's going to be at Aquashella for the first time at a U.S. event. MD Fish Tanks is going to be there. We're excited to meet him for the first
Jimmy
time.
said, "Can't wait to meet you at Dallas. I'm Jimmy."
I was wondering if you were going to be there, Jimmy. That is exciting. Somebody
course
asked.
he would be there.
Well, I didn't know. Somebody asked about do we know anything about the Florida Aquashella? What we know about it is in Daytona Beach, and it's in November. That's it, and we'll be there.
Oh, yeah, because I almost thought I wasn't going to make it, remember? Because my daughter's senior night for college is that night for field hockey. And I was like, I can't miss senior night when she walks on the field and stuff. But it's not going to be the same weekend, so I'm so happy about that.
And I'm going to be able to go too, so that is very cool.
Yes.
Do you think 2 goldfish would be comfortable in a 29-gallon, or would it be too small? They'd be comfortable for a little while. And then, I'm one of those people that would tell you they really ought to go into something bigger. But hey, let me tell you something. This is just me being real with you right now. Okay, you wouldn't hear this from any other YouTubers. If you have 2 goldfish in a 29-gallon, those 2 goldfish are going to be in a way bigger tank than most goldfish are in this hobby.
Especially my son's.
Do I like it? Well, I'd like them to be in something bigger. But it's like people that ask me, is it okay for an Oscar to be in a 75-gallon? I've had Oscars in 75 gallons. Do Oscars need to be in a tank like this? Look at this spoiled brat right here. Do they need to be in that big of a tank? No.
Do you want to know what your Oscar did to me the other day? You know those tropical sticks?
He jumped out to get them?
Yes! The white one came out like this much above, and I was like, ah! I've never had them try to jump out of the tank like that before. I was shocked.
I wonder. Let's see.
What?
You want to see if they'll do that now?
They're crazy.
And it's not just this food. They'll do this with any food.
No, that's the only food they've done it to me.
Did you see them?
The Oscars have never tried to jump out of the tank at that with me before.
They always come up about just
But
a
they
little
were,
bit.
the white one was out.
I like to drop it right in their mouth.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the little Severum's like, I want some too.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, you got to make sure you feed the bikers later.
They do that. They'll pop up that far out of the water, but it's usually only one will do it, and they'll only do it once.
Well, the Hikari jumbo sticks, they never did that when I fed them. But then you feed them other stuff sometimes, so maybe that's why. I keep it simple when I feed them because I don't feel like going through all that stuff.
Yeah, we try to mix it up.
Yeah.
We about to see the Oscar end up on the floor. That happened to me one time when her and I were merging our households.
Oh, you're talking about Oscar?
Yep. We had an Oscar, and his name was Oscar.
And he was the white one, like that one,
Yep.
but definitely more
If you look back
rugged.
on our channel, back to the beginning. Okay, I'm just going to leave the camera like that because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. The white Oscar that's in a lot of our videos in the very early stages of our channel, I had that fish for a long time. That fish traveled a lot.
Yeah, he
Went
got
to a
beat up really
lot
bad
of different
once.
houses. But we had him in a, I don't even remember what size tank it was, on a piece of furniture in my daughter's bedroom that was high. So the top of the tank was like over my head. And we were merging our households. We were moving. I went to net him and he jumped out of the tank, went straight over my head and landed on the hardwood floor behind me.
I thought it was a goner.
It was like, how does a fish survive a 7-foot fall to a wood floor? Picked him up, put him immediately back in the tank. It was like it never happened. If Oscars aren't the most resilient fish on earth, I don't know. I don't know what is more resilient than an Oscar. And that fish, that was not the last thing that happened to that fish. That fish went through some stuff.
Kristen Higgins said, my Anubias flowered this week, just a little flower, but I didn't realize they even flowered. I love it when they flower. I think they're like one of the only ones that, no, I'm not going to say only ones, but the Anubias it's the only plant I've ever had just flower. And it reminds me of like a peace lily flower because it comes up. It's just really cute. So congratulations, Kristen.
The bikers are swimming around wondering where their food is. They feel cheated, so I have to feed them here too.
I saw, Real Madrid fan said, good morning from Kurdistan. Sorry, I can't watch the live all the time, but it's 3:30 a.m. here. Well, thank you for being here at 3:30 in the morning because I wouldn't be in anyone's stream at 3:30 in the morning. I would be sleeping. So thank you.
Yeah, that's
really
very cool
nice.
of you. Anyway, back to Florida Aquashella. We don't know a whole lot about it, other than we will be there. And it's November 4th, right? It's on the website.
It's in November, the first week.
Yeah, and
Weekend.
it's in Daytona Beach. That's all we know so far. So, as we learn more about that, we will update you on that for sure. Jose Fernandez in the very beginning of the stream, 1 minute in. How many peanut M&Ms come in a 1.74 ounce bag? He's a rascal, that Jose Fernandez.
Do we have a bag of M&Ms
Those
over
are
there?
regular. They're not peanut.
They're not peanut. And they're not mine. They're John's.
They were Kenzie's. She left them here, and they became mine accidentally.
No. Jimmy, they're Jimmy's.
Jimmy didn't bring them. They were here.
No, I gave them to Jimmy, and he didn't take them with
He didn't
him.
take them with him. Jimmy, you need to come back real quick and grab these.
Get
because,
these M&Ms, Jimmy.
Oh, and if you're still in here, Jimmy, I found my card, by the way. I messaged Jimmy the other day asking if he might have... When Jimmy was here with Sean, we put his cards and my cameras and my cards and his cameras, and we were switching cards back and forth, and I had one that was missing, so I asked him if he had it. Not accusing him of stealing it, but,
Y'all did a lot of swapping.
it may have ended up in his bag or whatever, and he didn't have it. But, Jimmy, I found it. I found it in a place that I had looked 50 times. And the first 49 times didn't see it there. But when I looked for the 50th time, that was the winner, and I found it. I'm going to guess the 1.74 ounce bag of M&Ms has 58 peanut M&Ms in it.
I don't know what bag.
I think that's the average size bag. I'm going to guess.
Give me a bag of food. But I guess it goes by weight, doesn't it?
And these are grams.
Oh.
I don't know how many ounces. Look at
Ooh,
that.
1.76 ounces fire starter. I'm going to say...
There's
for
about 33 million pellets in here.
For peanut M&Ms, I don't know. I'm going to go with
Now, the peanut ones are bigger.
33.
No, there's way more than 33.
No, 33. I'm going to get a bag now.
More than
and
that.
I'm going to count every single one of them on the next live stream, June 15th.
Got plenty of time to do it.
Okay.
Beyond 280, kudos to you for taking the high ground on the whole father fish and water change debate. I've had great success thus far with the father fish method. I mean, hey, beyond 280, I appreciate that. However, I don't really believe it was the high ground. I don't think anybody in that situation was wrong from the standpoint of me, LRB, father fish. It was the way it was being perceived by other people and some of the people in the community, not YouTubers, but just people in the YouTube section or the comment section, took it farther. In fact, today I was looking for ideas of things to talk about on this stream, so I went where we always go, which is so much fun and really good for your self-esteem. I went to the held for review section of our comment section, which basically is the place that all of the comments that YouTube thinks we won't like, they all go there. And there was a lot of comments about it. Like, it was ugly. Some of them were real ugly.
Some of them can be ugly.
Again, I don't think it is. I don't think I took the high ground. I was just honest.
Yeah, you just spoke your mind.
But that's very nice of you to say. I mean, I appreciate it. There, beyond 280. Hope Blyton. I think I said that right. Question for Lisa,
Me?
the beta guru.
Oh.
Trying to set up my first beta tank in a decade. Is beta specific water conditioner actually different, or is Prime okay?
Oh, you can use Prime. I mean, there's a lot of good water conditioners out there you can use. You don't have to use beta specific water conditioners. Some do have things in it that are good for betas. I just suggest if you use a water conditioner and you want extra stuff, put some catappa leaves in there, some plants. You don't have to use beta specific.
I'm going to tell you all something. And I shouldn't tell you. I'm not going to say any brands.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you what is very common in our hobby. And it makes total sense. So I'm not trying to, put anybody on blast. I'm too old to say putting people on blast.
Yeah.
I'm not.
What are you trying to be, cool or something?
I'm not trying to out anyone or anything like that. But here's the deal. Let's use fish food as an example. If you have a pellet that is phenomenal, it's the best fish food ever, and it's perfectly suitable for a wide range of fish. But when you came out with this food, you named it cichlid food. What's going to happen? The only people that are going to buy that food are people with cichlids. People with goldfish would never buy them. People with community fish would never buy them. So what has happened before, and this is not a scam, this is not ripping people off, this is not anything like that. They have companies, and again, I'm not giving any specific brands, companies have taken the same food and put it into containers with 3 or 4 different labels, simply because they're not trying to scam anybody, but this food is phenomenal for betas, but nobody's going to buy it because it says cichlid on it. So they repackage it and put beta on the package, and then people with betas will buy it. And the funny thing is, the cichlid people would never buy that beta pellet. So that kind of goes right along with the argument. It's like you kind of have to do that. A lot of these fish that we keep will eat the same foods. It's just a fact. Mm-hmm. They will. Is all food equal? Of course not. But there are a lot of foods that will go across the board with all different kinds of fish. And the reason why I bring that up is because there are products out there that are labeled specifically for one thing, but they're the exact same product as something else. It's just in a different label.
You can use it for other kinds of fish, like the dark water. I put it in my discus tank.
Well, it's not made specifically for betas.
I think
dark
people,
water.
But they kind of look at it as
Melanie Holmes would give you a whole long list of fish that could go well with dark water.
Well, yeah, we keep those, and that's what I use dark water for. But anyways, Ahmad asked, Lisa, is it safe to have toxic plants like pothos have their roots in an aquarium? And yes, it's fine.
I think we've got about 12.
I have pothos, I have monsteras, I have
Peace lilies.
peace lilies, I have a ton of plants that I use in my fish tanks. But one thing I do first, just because it makes me feel better about it, so I'm not, putting a fresh stem right in the tank to root. I propagate my plants first so that there's like a root system on it, and then I put it in my fish tank, and then the roots start absorbing the nitrates, and it's just a wonderful, glorious thing. And they're in so many of our tanks. I keep them in the goldfish tank, the sorority tank, my sump systems for the beta system I have, yeah, they're great. So don't worry. But I just feel better about rooting it first, propagating it, and rooting it before putting it in the actual fish tank. Some people just stick it in there and go, and I guess that's fine. I don't do that, but I just like to have a root system first.
Ed Liberator. I think I nailed that name, Ed. I'm feeding some tetra brine shrimp right now. Do you guys sell beta brine shrimp? You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
Brine shrimp is a perfectly acceptable food for betas. Now, tetra brine shrimp is probably the Tetra brand. And I think that was a mistake, too. We have a Tetra product right there. I mean, that brand name.
We do? Oh, is that the krill?
Yeah, the krill, yeah.
I didn't even realize.
That brand, we utilize some Tetra products in here. It's a good brand. I don't have anything negative to say about that brand, but that's a great example of what I'm talking about. If you came out with a brand tomorrow and you named it Oscar, people are going to think your product is specifically for Oscars. And that's what Ed was talking about there. Like, hey, I'm feeding Tetra
that
to...
makes sense.
So, but yeah, that was funny. Good job, Ed.
Randy Lederer, I don't know if I said your last name right, Randy. I apologize. Lisa, what type of fertilizer do you use for your planted aquariums? I don't use a fertilizer for my aquariums. I have a lot of nano tanks, and I have my 30-gallon that I recently did a scape on. I use fish poop.
Oh, that one. And you used the dead fish in that one.
Yes, I did. I used a dead fish in that one without any fish in it. I scaped it, and I stuck a dead fish in it, disease-free, down in the substrate for 5 to 6 months, and I let that be my fertilizer. And that was kind of an experiment. I don't recommend people just do this. And it worked, and now, I mean, it's even better now than it was. But as far as fertilizers go, I use fish poop, because if you're feeding your fish good food, the poop is going to come out and it's going to fertilize your plants. And that's, to me, all the fertilizer you need for your plants. Some people may argue that. John uses the Tropica stuff in his aquarium.
I put the root tabs in there.
And it works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use root tabs. I don't use fertilizer in my tanks. I don't use CO2 in my tanks. And they're growing very well.
If you've ever wondered if we are people of integrity, do you think it's smart for someone who owns a business that sells 4 different types of plant fertilizers? Do you think it's smart for that person to say, I don't use fertilizers? Probably not.
I'm just being honest. I
But
did that in the fish store when we had a fish
I
store.
wish I could have finished my statement.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's about honesty. It's about, hey, we tell you what we do. I use root tabs. She doesn't use fertilizers at all. We sell it. If you want it, we have it. I use the root tabs. My tank in the studio is exploding.
It's doing great.
It's doing
yeah.
extremely well.
It really is.
It would still be doing well if we didn't use the root tabs in it, but the root tabs just made it explode even more. So.
It just shows that there's different ways of doing things. You know, it doesn't mean one person's way is better than the other. And I think a lot of it, too, does depend on water changes and stuff and how you keep your tanks, how...
I have not done one water change in that tank.
Yeah, I know.
Not one.
Well, and, you know...
But, I mean, there's no fish in there. It's just
Right.
coming... We put a couple snails in there, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all that's in there.
I mean, it depends on the load, too. A lot of it. So...
Christopher Hill re-upped his membership. Welcome back, Christopher. We're glad to have you. Michael Tipton. Hey, John and Lisa, hope you're doing well. What plants would you recommend for a 20 long pea puffer tank?
Ooh.
Also, what kind of filter would be best for it?
For
Oh,
a
boy.
Pea puffer? Probably, I would say a sponge filter, because pea puffers are so tiny.
They are so small. I agree. I don't like agreeing with you. I think it's fun to disagree.
But the
But-
rotala, the plants that get really tall and take over, my pea puffers love that rotala. And the
So-
bacopa
If you... Okay, Michael. So
and the crypts.
he said, John and Lisa, my name's first, so I'm going to give him specifics first because John is first.
But
Okay?
those
Then
are
you-
my pea puffers.
And then you can...
Okay.
If you want to know my favorite plants, watch the video that I did a few weeks ago where I put the new tank in the studio. The name of the video is the Izzy tank.
Izzy tank.
It was named after our granddaughter. The reason why I used those plants is because they're my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Hygrophila compact, it's the Bacopa compact, the Bacopa caroliniana, the Ludwigia, the super red Ludwigia, Crypt
Ooh,
Wentii.
that looks so pretty. That red is really popping.
It is. It looks really good. I'll have to show you all a close up of it at some point. But it's looking really, really, really good. So
Really,
Really
really
good.
good.
now you already gave yours, so we can move on, right?
Yeah.
Melissa Jeswald, I tripped over my vacuum cord yesterday.
Ooh.
This is sounding more painful as it goes on. I slammed chest first onto my vacuum.
Oh,
Ouch.
Melissa.
Lesson: don't do housework. You could get hurt.
It's true. Don't do it. Hire somebody.
She was doing gardening when she fell. She was taking I don't know what you were doing at the stairs, but
And don't go for walks. Because birds.
birds poop on you.
I got pooped on yesterday. I was like, really?
She came back to the house with her arm like this. I got pooped on.
No, I used another word, but we're not going to say that on.
I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, I agree. Just don't do housework and you will not get hurt. But you know what? There's been people that have gotten hurt getting up to grab the remote control.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why our parents used to have us do it, because they would get
Because
hurt.
they didn't care about us.
DVZ. I have a freshwater tank. Just wondering if I need to dose my tank daily with Prime until it cycles, only 6 days in. Also, should I water change? I am so sorry it's taken us 50 minutes to get to this, D. If you didn't say anything about fish. If it is a fishlet, if you have no fish in there and you're letting your tank cycle, I would leave it alone. I would not do water changes in it because there's nothing in there to protect. Let the ammonia do its thing. In fact, you can facilitate the ammonia by putting some food in there that nothing will eat, and it'll just rot, and it could end up causing ammonia.
Plants love them.
You could put ammonia in it, which I don't recommend because I don't know. There's products. We sell a product called Fishless Fuel that's made exclusively for this. It introduces ammonia to your tank to boost the cycle and to give it a little kickstart. That's what I would do. I would leave it alone and keep things going. But here's the thing. If you don't introduce an ammonia source, it may never happen. The cycle may never happen ever. So you're putting live bacteria in there, which a lot of people do. If there's nothing in there to feed that bacteria, nothing's going to happen. So you need to introduce an ammonia source, whether it be fish. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. Or fish food, nasty fish waste from another tank, and you throw it in there. This might be your first tank. I don't know. There needs to be an ammonia source in order for it to really start the cycle going. Watch our video that is titled "The Most Important Aquarium Video Ever Made." Watch that one, and it explains it in great
And
detail.
just have patience. Like, if you have patience and you just let the tank do what it needs to do, and just let. Now, I didn't pay attention. Did they say they had plants, or they're just cycling a tank?
Just wonder. Well, the main question was just wondering if I need to dose my tank daily with Prime. I didn't officially answer that question. The answer is no.
Oh, okay.
If you have, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but
No,
you know
that's
what? You've
fine.
done it to me so many times.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
If you do have fish in there, and your ammonia keeps testing that it's high, then yeah, I would be water changing. I would be putting Prime in there. And when I do my water changes, I would only be changing water. I would not be digging out the substrate, cleaning out the filter, and I'll leave everything alone. Just take water in, water back, water out, water in. That's it. Because at that point, what you're doing is you're trying to save your fish. And Prime will help.
And
Or complete.
Brett B said some snails will make some poop for you. Snails are,
And they'll make snails for you too.
well, they're, it's like, if I have snails in my tank, after I've started, I've planted it, I've done whatever I need to do, I'm just kind of waiting around, putting that fish poop in there and just, waiting and being patient. If I stick snails in there and they start doing their thing and they are growing, that's when I know, okay, my tank is moving along. Things are working. Things are good here. So that's kind of what I go by. And then I just keep waiting and waiting until I decide I want to put fish in it. I have 3 tanks right now that are just planted and I don't have fish in them yet. I just do that. Because I go to fish club meetings occasionally. When I can, I'll go to the Raleigh Fish Club meeting and I might bring some fish back with me. And they need a place to go. So they have a place to go.
We have the privilege, though, of having a lot of tanks.
Yeah.
And so if you're somebody that's setting up your first and only aquarium, believe me, I understand.
Oh, well, it's hard to be patient.
Yeah, waiting 6 months to get fish is outrageous. We get it. Watch that video, though.
I say get a 75 and just start with goldfish then. If you want something quick and, to start off with.
I mean, hey, listen, there's never a bad time for goldfish. Lamont Adams, or the one we like to call Lamont at Large,
Lamont at Large.
re-upped tonight. Finsanity said 3 weeks is long enough to dig a pond and train a donkey.
Because we're going to be, not streaming for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
And you know what that sounded like? Y'all thought it too. That sounded like she was like, because we're going to be digging a pond. That's not what we're doing. Although you never know. But that's not why we're going to not be streaming. And it's certainly not to train a donkey. That is not why we won't be streaming. Believe me, next Sunday, I know it sucks to wait, 8-9 days. I get it. But next Sunday, I put it all. The video's already done. It's already ready to go. And I tell you exactly what I'm doing, and I tell you exactly why I'm doing it. And it's something that needs to be done for us, particularly me. It'll all make sense next Sunday. Oinkmaster Supreme Forever, have you found any particular plants to be able to regenerate well after cichlid/goldfish noshing? Also, what are your favorite aquascaping wood to use?
I'd say pothos, roots. They do well. The goldfish don't eat them. They're not.
That kind of answers both questions, because, that's technically wood, isn't it?
It's a plant?
But the roots, isn't that roots wood?
No, roots are roots. Wood is
Look
wood.
how offended she is. Like I just told her kid was ugly. I mean,
wood comes from a tree. Roots come out of the plant. I mean, I know that trees have roots too, but not. No.
all right.
Like,
We have not worried about trying plants with cichlids, except
just
when you're
don't
talking about angels,
it.
discus, things like that. If you're talking about Africans
African
or big
cichlids.
ones like this, it's just not even worth trying. I think we might. I'm not going to do this, but I think we maybe could get away with. Do you remember when you put this tree stump in the 125 and you put the moss all over it?
oh yeah.
I think maybe we could get away with that in that tank, except for the fact that we have 2 big plecos in there. But
I don't think it looked right with the moss on it. I didn't like that.
I don't think the
On
Oscars
that.
would tear that off of there. But then again, we haven't done it, so
I don't know.
I don't know.
They can
But
be jerks. You never know what they'll do.
I haven't. We just don't even try
Yeah.
because the fish are beautiful enough on their own. When you're talking about the kind of fish that don't really like to have plants around, I'm not even going to try it in here. I would be totally supportive of a pothos coming out and making it look like it's the top of that tree, and they probably wouldn't do anything with that. I don't know. But I definitely agree with the.
I don't know. Maybe a monstera would look even better coming out. We'll work with
If you
it.
know anybody that has one. And as far as wood that we like to use, just regular old Malaysian driftwood and sycamore branches.
I love
We got
sycamore
plenty of those.
branches. I love branches because you can just stick them in and they look natural. Like they fell in the water and the plants are growing. It just reminds me of what it would look like for real down in the water.
Sycamore branches. Listen, I'm the luckiest man alive. Look what I'm married to. Look what I do for a living. I have a beautiful home and property.
You're such a
I'm
kiss up.
living my dream. And I love the fact that we have these old, super mature trees on our property. It is a dream.
I love it.
But nothing makes me more mad than every man has felt this, and I'm sure a lot of women have felt this too. But you know, men should be the one cutting the grass because we're savages,
Stop.
and that's what we should be doing.
Stop.
But
You're what's that called?
I'm doing no such thing. Men, if your wife is out cutting the grass, you have a problem. You better be.
Some
like-
women like cutting grass.
Well, that's fine. A man should be like, no, get off of that. That's my
It's-
job.
Well, I think men should do dishes.
You want to cut the grass next week? Takes
Sure.
about 5 hours. It's no problem.
Fine.
Yeah, right. Whatever. But listen, whether you're a man or a woman, when you get done cutting your grass, you do it. I know you do because I do it and all people do it. Doesn't matter what you are as far as your sex goes. You stand back and you look at what you've done and you're like, all right, that was hard work, but I'm so proud of what I've done. That's how I felt last week. And then, of course, there was a huge storm the next day, and my
yeah.
property was full of sticks all over the ground, which I happened to be picking up. And then somebody fell down, and I drove right past her. You see how this all goes full circle?
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
Yeah. So, Erie Frog said, been a fan of yours when you lived in King George and went to Petco in La Plata, Maryland. I love La Plata, Maryland.
Yes.
We used to always go to La Plata, Maryland.
That video did surprisingly well.
And the lady that worked there was so sweet. Whenever we would go there, she was so nice.
I do not remember her name. See? Stephanie McCormick said it. Root is also considered wood. Thank you. See? I knew I wasn't stupid. I'm really stupid, but I knew I wasn't stupid about that.
So, what are you saying? I am? I'm stupid?
Well, you said it's not wood.
I don't consider.
I didn't call you anything.
I
You said
didn't.
it.
I don't consider root wood though. Dang it!
Anthony Baker, not a how many question, but a grow out tank question. Perfectly acceptable. Is a 35-gallon display 50-gallon total with filtration, large enough for a grow-out tank for a reasonable group of African cichlids. Thank you. Love the channel. A 10-gallon is a perfectly acceptable grow-out tank for African cichlids for about a month. Any tank is acceptable. It's just a matter of how long. If you get a brood of 40 fry and you put them in a 35-gallon tank, they're going to be busting out of that thing in not too long. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a while, depending on your habits, how often you're feeding, what you're feeding, how often you're doing water changes. Yes, I don't care what anybody says, doing water changes in a fry tank makes the fry grow faster. It just happens. Don't argue with me. So if you're doing a lot of water changes and you're feeding a lot, which you should be because they're fry, you know, that 35-gallon tank, if you're raising peacocks in there, might only last you a couple of months. So if you're asking the question, Anthony, so that you can determine how long you may need or you will have to get a bigger one, there you go. When we were breeding, we had 127 tanks in our garage. I'm going to be talking a lot about that in my talk next Saturday, not 2 days from now, but the one after that in Dallas, Texas at Aquashella, 2 o'clock on Saturday. We had the first tank we would put fry in. It didn't matter if it was Venustus, if it was Yellow Labs. They went in a 10-gallon, and they'd be in a 10-gallon for... We had so many. We had 27 10-gallon tanks on one rack. I know you keep hearing that number 27 a lot, but there was 27 on that rack. And there was just always fish going in, always fish going out, graduating into larger tanks. I mean, it was a constant rotation. So we didn't write dates on all the tanks and stuff like that. We just went based on...
at first, and then it was like...
Yeah, it was too much.
It was way too much, because there were babies all the time.
Every week there was, take these fry out of this 10-gallon because they've gotten to be an inch long, and put them up, move them up into a 55. If it was a smaller batch of like Mbunas, they would go into a 33 and then eventually move up to a 55. We had a whole system going on in there. But they'd be in a 10-gallon tank for like a month, and then
It was so much fun.
And then they'd have to graduate them. I'll be saying it on stage. There'll be about 35,000 people at Aquashella for my talk. It's going to be outrageous.
Wow.
I mean, Bert Kreischer doesn't perform in front of as many people as I'm going to be performing in front of
That's
next
crazy.
Saturday. There might be 200 people in the room, but we can exaggerate, right?
I hope I can make it.
I hope so too. You're going to be busy giving away food.
Yeah.
We haven't even said that. This is our last stream before Aquashella. We haven't talked about it.
We're giving away food at Aquashella.
1,000 sample bags of Northfin Fish Foods, folks. Krill Pro, Community,
Beta pellets.
Beta Pellets.
Super beta.
Yeah, all that. So it's another reason to go to Aquashella. You get a free package of food from us. Bug Pro, we're going to have there too. Very cool. And on that note, here is your movie quote.
Oh, well, can I know what it is so I can look for whoever?
Let me type it in here so that she knows.
Oh, I got my eyes on chat.
This is one of my favorite lines from a movie ever. If you live in the United States, if you are the first person to put this movie in the chat, and your name is not Leo209 Aquatics or anybody that lives in Leo209's household, we will send you take your pick from this box. You put it in the chat what you want. If I've got it in here, I'll send it to you. Free. Send it out tomorrow. Here's the quote. Hey, where'd you get those clothes? At the toilet store? One of my favorite lines from a movie. A classic movie. So let's watch for that. And while we do that,
I'm watching.
Regina Phalanges gifted 5 KG Tropicals memberships.
Oh, thank you, Regina.
You are too kind, Regina.
She is very sweet.
And I cannot see that name without thinking friends.
I don't see
Phoebe.
it yet.
Leo 209 Aquatics super chatted earlier. How many Oscars in a 20-gallon long? You rascal, you. This is why you're not allowed to be in our contest today, Leo. You are banned from our contest.
If he's the one that does it, he's winning.
Yeah, don't you dare, Leo.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either. These people are, they're slow today.
Don't offend our.
Stop trying to make everything I'm saying offended. You're trying to get me canceled here, lady.
Sorry.
Reservoir Dogs, that's...
Yeah, I have kind of.
Okay, there it is.
Moby Dick of Dopeness.
Wow, you got that name first try. That was like
You're the winner.
Moby Dick of Dopeness.
Yes.
Lots of people. Somebody put Napoleon Dynamite. Good.
Well,
That's a really good guess. 'Cause
Regina Phalanges put Napoleon Dynamite like 30 minutes ago because she said that too was going to be. It was going to be.
somebody said Dumb and Dumber. Another one. For Dumb and Dumber, it would have been, you're a pathetic loser. I put that in a video a couple of weeks ago.
Oh. What about that quote I did that day? And you were so super proud of me about the milk jug.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was good. She came into my office one day straight up with a Napoleon Dynamite quote, and I'd never
Yeah.
been so proud in my life.
Yeah. I had a gallon jug, and I took the 2% from the milk on it, and I scratched it out, and I put 1%, and I walked up to him, just straight faced, and I said, what did I say?
I see you're drinking 1%. Is that because you think you're fat?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you're not.
Because you're not.
You could drink whole milk.
You could drink whole milk. That was so funny.
I see a lot of really good.
I just got an Amber
I know, I'm
Alert.
getting it too. Really good guesses. Dumb and Dumber, Office Space, Idiocracy, Clerks. What a great movie Clerks is.
Well, we already got the winner.
I know. My Cousin Vinny, Napoleon Dynamite. But yeah. Moby Dick of Dopeness. You are the winner. Email me, and only you. Don't everybody else start emailing me. And don't everybody email me saying, no, I was first. Here's a screenshot. I don't want your photoshopped screenshots.
Yeah.
Moby Dick of Dopeness. Email me, kgtropicals@gmail.com. I will verify your identity. I'll do it.
But Regina really needs food.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, send her some then. It's up to you. I don't care.
Okay.
We got a whole box right here. So, Moby Dick, what I need to know is what it is that you want out of this box.
Oh, yeah. What do you want? Or he'll email. Or she'll. No, I think it's a he. Because he said something about his wife.
Well, and with a name like Moby Dick, I automatically... Yeah, you don't have to tell us what you want here. You can tell me when you email.
Family O Friends asked, will Anubias only survive on driftwood? No.
Rocks.
You can attach it to a rock. You can glue it. You can use thread and tie it. No, it doesn't have to just be wood. I've actually put it on decorations that I've picked up before and stuck it on there. Or even those like little, what do you call those? Coconut hut things. And they'll have like the hole on the top. I had a betta get stuck in that hole before, so I stuffed a Nana Petite down in the middle of it so the roots hung out, inside of it, and I had the little Anubias sticking out of the coconut hut.
I'm going to do another one, just because I feel like it.
Oh,
I'm going to do another quote.
wait a
Because
minute. Well, you might want to wait.
That's true. Yeah. I'm going to do another quote at 9:25.
$9.25. I want to show what I picked up at the dollar store. You guys, this is so super cute.
Don't you have a plant too?
Oh yeah, give me that. So plants of the day is my grand plant. My daughter brought this pothos home from college. And I'm going to say for a 20-year-old girl, I don't think she did too bad. She does have a little, a little brown here and there, but she took pretty good care of her plant. She would take it outside and, give it air and sun, and she'd take it back inside. But yeah, she would carry it back and forth on breaks, and bring it home and take it back with her. So yes, this is my grand plant. And also,
Grand plant.
I picked up a really good deal at the dollar store, Dollar General. You never know what you can find there. But I got these little plant holders, and it's a fish. I think $5. Isn't it adorable? And then I got that one too. I thought it was so super cute. So, yeah. Go to the dollar store. You can find the coolest little things there.
kgtropicals@gmail.com, Moby Dick. Our Aquatic Universe with Mike B. John, Lisa, chat, sup. So many mics. I should change my name to another Mike's Aquatics. Yeah,
Mike.
even I'm a Mike now.
John's Mike now too. We just
Victor
call
Claudio,
him
John,
Mike.
I want to upgrade my 407 to an FX2. Any tips not to disturb my cycle? Yeah, I mean, the easiest way, Victor, is the most kind of foolproof way. Just run them both at the same time for a little while. And then, I would do it that way for if you're capable of doing this. I mean, I understand not everybody can do everything that I do because you only have a certain amount of room or whatever. I mean, we're all individuals here, but I would run it for a month. I would run them together for a month. And then if you're still concerned about it, when you're ready to remove the 407, take some of the media, like whatever's in the trays, not the vertical sponges and stuff like that, but the carbon and the polishing pads and things like that are in the stackable trays in the 407. Take that out, put it in the FX2, and then just drop it back to the FX2 only, and you'll be fine. Me personally, I wouldn't have a problem just taking the 407 off and putting the FX2 on. That's what I did on my 90 with the FX2 when I installed that. You saw the video last week. I mean, I'm not worried about it because there's plenty of life inside that tank. And I personally, in 30 years, I've never replaced the filter and had my tank crash. If it's a well-established tank and it's been running for a while, I've never had that problem. So there you go. IHSP's Tank Tribe sent in $1.50 worth of hearts. Little hearts. They're so cute.
Thank you.
Leo said it was rigged. I won. I blame the delay. No, you were forbidden, Leo. Kendrick Good. Just because you guys are awesome, I had my first ever batch of fry this week. Molly's.
Yay!
They are so cute. Have a blessed day. Good for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's exciting. The first batch of fry is always
I'm waiting
exciting.
for guppy babies. And these are special guppy babies. So
You need to say who they are.
Okay. Well, okay. I actually have other babies too. So last week when I went to the fish club meeting, that's why I wasn't here for the live stream, I got from my friend Shelly, I got some Corydora eggs, and she was so sweet. She put a little battery air pump in there, and she did it all, and it was just so adorable. And so I brought those home, and I have little Cory babies that are swimming around doing their thing right now. They're super tiny. They still kind of look like they have the egg sac on them too, but they're doing really, really well. So I'm excited about those. And then I also got some guppies, some female guppies, not males, just female guppies. I got them from Diana Wallstead. And
that Diana Wallstead.
she's just the sweetest lady in the world. And she was so excited to give them to me. So yeah, she's a sweet lady. But I'm really excited about about getting babies. So I'm gonna have Diana Wallstead, Lisa Hudson guppy fry soon. Just so you know. Just so you know.
All right. It's close enough.
All right,
We're going to do the next
it?
giveaway
Okay,
now.
I already know what the answer is.
The only two people that are not allowed to guess in this movie quote is Moby Dick of Dopeness and Leo 209 Aquatics. When we come back in a month, Leo, maybe you can do our giveaways then. But for now, it's almost like it's cheating if we allow you to participate in these. And since Moby Dick of Darkness just won, he's not going to be, or she, able to do it anyway. What I have in this box is pretty much the entire line of Northfin fish foods. Krill Pro, Cichlid, Marine, Veggie, it's all in there. Whatever it is that you want. Whoever gets this movie quote first, it's a little bit of a trick question, whoever gets it first that lives in the United States that's not named Moby Dick of Dopeness or Leo 209 Aquatics will be able to take their pick. Moby Dick gets to choose first, and then the second place person gets to choose after that. But we probably have duplicates of everything anyway. Here's the movie quote. Get your keyboards ready. This one is it's a softball, folks.
Yeah.
60% of the time, it works every time. Let's see. It's going to come through. That's the easiest one I've ever done in the history of this channel. That's the easiest one. Delta Farce. Batman, really? If I would say, like, this town needs an enema.
No,
that would have been...
DJ
yep.
Sus. DJ Sus.
Yes, see, I tricked y'all. That was also Anchorman.
Oh, and then a close second, Stephen P. No, he was second. But, yeah, the first one was DJ Sus.
DJ Sus.
And
so,
then Stephen P.
DJ Sus, Moby Dick of Dopeness, and Why the Hell Not? Stephen P. 2003.
And Regina.
And Regina. Well, do we have Regina's information?
Yeah.
Stephen P., you need to email me, tell me what Northfin you want. You already have my information. I already have your information, so I just need to know what it is, and then we'll send it to you.
I hope we don't forget. We should write it down.
Moby Dick of Dopeness and DJ Sus. Y'all email. Tell me what you want. Moby Dick gets first dibs, and then we go to, everybody else.
Oh, Logan Ryan said Waterboy, and I would have been a good one for another one. Like a Adam Sandler quote. You got to do one of those.
I mean, I could do those all day long.
I love Adam Sandler. He's my favorite.
I mean, we were 10 feet away from Adam Sandler just a few short months ago.
Here. Yeah. He was
talking to the person next to us, as a matter
I
of
was
fact.
in one of his selfies that he posted on Instagram. You can't see me very well, but I was there.
I was there too because I was in the bright orange Crystalia hoodie.
I couldn't see you in that picture though. Sorry. You were like behind a something, but I was in it because I could see the hair.
Yeah.
I saw like your sleeve. Sorry.
Whips World, and I meant every word I said when I said that I loved you. I meant that I loved you forever. I know that one. I just can't think of it right now because you do this to me, Whips World, and it really hurts my feelings. I can't think of it right now. So listen, folks. I'm going to think about it for a minute, Whip, and I'm going to text you and let you know what the answer to that is. We are going to be away from streaming for 4 weeks. I just committed the worst YouTube sin for me. I despise when YouTubers go, and number 2 is, and number 3, I
Did you do that?
hate that. Nope. I didn't do that. I didn't see that. Why didn't I see that? Well, you do it. Go ahead.
Dim Eyes with the super chat.
I don't know how I missed that. I'm sorry, Dem Eyes.
What tips do you have for a small 5-gallon office tank with 3 Danios, 1 albino Corridora? I want to add small shrimp, possibly cherry. Bad idea. For a 5-gallon tank, I wouldn't add any more than what you already have. I would if I have to be honest, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but I'd rather see you have the Danios than something larger just because they're so active.
Unless they're
and-
CPDs.
Okay.
Because
But
those
he
are like
didn't
grains of rice.
say CPDs. And then only one albino corridor, and they kind of like to be with a group of like, I would say 5 or 6. I think though that if you put the Danios and the Corridora in a different size tank, like maybe a 10, especially if they're like I don't know which Danios you have. I think a tank with just shrimp would be really good in a 5-gallon. I just wouldn't add more. I guess that's my point. If you have what you have and you can't do anything else, then just keep up with your water changes and don't add anything else.
And if they're Celestial Pearl Danios, you're fine.
Yeah, I didn't.
I missed more than just that one. I missed Steven Martinez also. John, can I steal your idea of your automated beta system for my store? Of course you can. I don't have an automated beta system, but I plan on hopefully doing that to our beta system at some point. Yes, steal away. I have nothing copywritten whatsoever.
And then Hip Hop Hillbilly with the member
Yeah,
chat.
I'm not done yet. I'm
What
still
fish,
going.
What fish in a hobby would you most want to be, and what would be your ideal tank mate?
You think about that because it's already
What
9:31.
fish in a hobby would you
I'm going to
most
welcome
want?
Blake
Oh,
Fries.
what I want to be. I'd want to be a discus.
Is a brand new member. Stephen P. gifted 5 memberships, and I missed that. I'm sorry, Stephen
Thank
P.
you, Stephen.
I promised the decision to grant you second place on the 60% of the time. It works every time. It has nothing to do with that. I just appreciate that. So yeah, there you go. Thank you. And 10 people got memberships tonight that when they joined the chat today, they didn't realize they were getting a free membership, and that's really cool for everybody. And I'm not there yet.
Oh,
Doing.
oh we really
Lisa
skipped a lot.
Lisa came here today and she was like, you know what, I'm going to do my best to make John look as bad as possible tonight.
Sorry.
Heavy AF Deuce. I know what that stands for. How do I keep my angels from eating their eggs so I can have babies? I wanted to keep them together. The thing is, if the angels are constantly eating the eggs, there's nothing you can do about that other than remove the eggs and incubate the eggs yourself.
I've done that before. You just have to teach them to swim. Use a turkey baster and teach them to swim.
Perform the role of the parents. It's a
I
full-time
used
job.
to do it. It was fun.
Almost everybody would tell you you'll need to introduce methylene blue into the tank so that the eggs don't rot, because the parents won't be there to manicure the eggs. I don't think manicure is the right word, but you know what I mean. If you, whatever it is that they lay their eggs on, if you remove that and put it into another tank with an air stone, some methylene blue, you can raise those eggs yourself. That's what I would do, because you're not going to train the angels to stop eating their eggs. Discus breeders sometimes will put little cages around the cones. I don't know if that works for angels. It might, but you could try that. Whips World, kangaroo lady with her bourbon in a pouch. Can't afford the rental on a bamboo couch. Collecting back her favors because her well is running dry. Song lyrics sound so weird when you read them. I mean, that sounds like a Stevie Ray Vaughan song or something. You're really bothering me tonight, Whips World. I'm glad you're not going to be in Dallas because I'd probably have to fight you because he's embarrassing me. 38,000 people watching. He's embarrassing me over and over and over again. And I would never win in a fight with that guy because he's huge. But
I would get in front of him and I wouldn't let you fight him because he's my friend.
you'd sit back and laugh.
He's my friend.
Look at him beating John's butt. What was John thinking picking a fight with that guy?
I'd say, you remember that night we were live streaming and you thought I was picking on you?
So listen, folks.
But did you do that one?
Oh my God, do it.
Just in case, because I don't think John remembered to do this one, I don't want to forget Mandy Boyd gifted 5 KG Tropicals
I did.
memberships. Thank you. And if he did,
I thought I did, Mandy, but if I didn't, I'm a jerk.
thank you so much.
And yes, thank you. That means 15 people got
Yes.
memberships tonight.
That's awesome. We got more people to talk to on Discord. I mean, you do. I mean, I will too, but he's so much better at it than I am.
So if you weren't here for the beginning of the stream tonight, we are going to be stepping away from streaming temporarily for the next 4 weeks. One next week is because of Aquashella, and then the 3 weeks following that, we have reasons. You will know what those reasons are. I promise you will find out.
See us.
We're not leaving YouTube. We're not taking a break from YouTube. Just the streaming part is what we're going to be taking a short break from. 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
We'll be back on the 15th of June. We'll have our audio equipment fixed back up again. And
So then I don't
things-
have to sit next to him anymore.
That's a good thing for you. And so, yeah, we're not leaving forever. Hopefully, people will see this and not email me, was there a stream tonight? Next week. I mean, that's going to happen. It happens every time. And I appreciate that. It's very nice to know that people are concerned. But I'm just telling you now so that you're not surprised when you don't see us next week.
Yeah.
But you'll see us.
Some of you all will see us.
Just not
next
on a
week.
stream.
You'll see us at Aquashella.
There's that too.
Oh, and we didn't announce. John might be going to the Fish Club meeting with me
Oh, yeah.
in Raleigh next month. First Thursday of every month is the Fish Club meeting for the Raleigh Aquarium Society. So if you live in Raleigh, there's no excuse for you to not go, because I live 2.5 hours away from Raleigh and I still go. So, and I know a few people that go there that don't live right in Raleigh either. There are people from Virginia that go.
And we're 2.5 hours from Raleigh. So
Yeah. So
no excuses.
Come out. Have a good time. It's a great club. I love that club so much. So
It'll
And
be
they
my
do-
first time.
And they do auctions. Like, you can get fish, you can get plants, you can get door prizes. They have amazing door prizes. It's just a lot of fun. And there's good speakers. There's great speakers there.
Before we sign off, Heavy AF Deuce. Okay, sweet. Thank you. And you're right. You know what it means. Yeah. Yeah, I do. And No Go. That's a cool name. No Go. Is 5 Rasboras and 1 male beta fine in a 13-gallon? Or is that too much? No, I think that's fine. I mean, there's a lot of different types of Rasboras, but I still think that's fine. I think you're doing fine there. I don't know how else to answer that. I think that's fine. I think you're doing a good job. So thank you for that, and thank you to all of you for hanging out with us.
Is that time to go already?
It's 9:38. I don't know if Ed is streaming tonight.
I
If
was
he
having
is,
so much fun.
I've been having fun being humiliated by this lady next to me. I mean, did you all see me? I
Humiliated?
saved her. If I didn't pick her up last week
Was
from
you-
that front walkway, she'd still be laying there now, crying. I
wasn't
saved her
crying.
life.
I wasn't crying. I had a phone. I would have called somebody else.
I saved her life, and she humiliates me like this. Unacceptable.
Humiliate. Watch the video. Talk about humiliation. I fell off a step.
That's pretty embarrassing. But
It's funny though. You got to watch it and laugh. Just
you did that
laugh.
to yourself. Nobody did that
I
to you.
did that to myself. Exactly. I should blame Carl. I tripped on Carl.
Yeah, Carl was 300 yards away. But still,
It's the funniest thing in the
that was added. If you watch the video, the little scream and the brutal sounds of her landing on the ground, those were totally sound effects that I added.
But you had to add it because you couldn't get it from the camera.
right.
I really did go, ah!
There was, it was, ow! It was kind of sad when you hear the real audio to that. But for some reason, when I saved the video from our security system, I couldn't get the audio. So I had to add my own, and it was fun. Even the sound of me driving by, and you hear the sound of me driving by, that was totally a sound effect that I put in there.
Ooh. Lamont Adams says, I stay in Chapel Hill. How do you sign up for the Raleigh Fish Club? You don't have to. You can go. You don't have to sign up. But if you want to be like, if you want to be in the auction and stuff like that. Like if you want to participate in certain things, you need to be a member. But if you just want to go and check it out, you know, go a couple times, you don't have to pay anything or sign up. You can just go and see if you like it first.
Yep. All right, folks, it's 9:40. I'm just going to say it one last time. We will not be here for the next 4. I did it again. I hate when people do this. 4 Thursdays. June 15th, we will be back. We're not leaving. Everything's fine. It's for a good reason. We will be back June 15th. And there you go. That's that. So we will see everybody in Dallas next week at Aquashella. It's going to be so much fun. And until the 15th, we will not be talking to you live again, but you'll see us in plenty of videos. So there you go.
Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you June 15th. I was going to say next week.